Who is Leon the Alchemist? What is even his last name? I probably, like you, found him through Sorel Amour. And then I jumped onto his Instagram profile and it says biohacker, engineer, master herbalist, entrepreneur, Sith Lord, not sure what that means, semi-pro Ryan Gosling lookalike, latest video with Sorel Amour. His name is The Alchemist. Sounds like a very interesting guy, so as soon as I read that, I knew that I needed to have him on Woke and Wired podcast, and I did. And this is the first interview that Leon has done, from what I know, for any podcast, and definitely the first one since he decided to launch his podcast, Biohacking. It's all about biohacking. We just recorded a couple of nights ago, and I've never wanted to release an episode this quickly. I am blown away by the conversation we had, and I am so excited to share it with you. You are going to be just mesmerized and inspired by his story. Some of the things we talked about were how he grew up without access to technology, on a farm with solar power, how when he was 23 he started a digital media and marketing agency that made $1 million within the 9 months, and then he tells the story of how he burnt out, took a year off, and started working with festivals, doing digital marketing for them, for some of the biggest festivals in the world. He realized that that's not his path, and he really shifted into talking about things he cares about the most. In the podcast we cover so much. We go over evening rituals, because it's not just about the hours that you get in, but also about the quality of sleep that you're getting, and he shares some tips and devices and tools that can really help you with that. Leon shares why he does not agree with Gary Vee's hustle and grind approach to business and social media marketing. He also shares his take as a digital marketing and social media veteran on why his partner Sorel Amour has been so extremely successful. It all goes back to being your true self and expressing from that place versus hustle and grind. Alignment over hustle. I actually have an episode on that, specifically a solo episode on Woke and Wired podcast. I'm going to link to that. Definitely check that out. Leon also shares what he thinks is the way to grow your social media presence now, because it's one thing to, you know, I started Breakfast Criminals, my main platform, 6 years ago, and if I tell you what I did then, it would be completely different now. It might not fully apply, but he shares what he thinks in today's world works, and it's actually timeless advice, and it goes back to the essence. So it really goes back to expanded consciousness, to being your full self, to expressing yourself from the heart, not being afraid to piss people off is a big message. Not playing it safe and putting yourself in a box. Instead of looking around what everyone else is doing and doing the same thing, just finding like your truest essence and expressing that so fully that you piss some people off. Because what stands out about you and what makes you different is you. There's no one else like you, and the more you find ways to capture that and share from that place, the more people are going to be magnetized. And we wrap it all up with conversation about self-love. Leon talks about how Sorel is his favorite human in the world and how much he loves her, and how that's really been the biggest way he's been supporting her in her personal and business growth. And then he corrects himself and he says, actually, I am my own favorite person in the world, and it took me many years to get to the place where I can confidently say that. So self-love, guys. It's big. It's February. It's Valentine's Day month. Everyone's talking about love. I think it's important to, beyond February, every single day of our life, bring it back to practicing a little more love, compassion, and kindness towards ourselves, because when we do that, we have more capacity to give to others and to express ourselves fully. And that's the whole point of why this is the symbol of everything I do. It's this ceramic heart bowl that reminds you to start your day with self-love. So if you're looking for a gift for someone this February Valentine's Day, myheartbowl.com. It seems like Leon is an alchemist in many ways, beyond being an herbalist. Everything he has touched, the projects he has created, have become extremely successful on a global scale very quickly. So I asked him a very direct question on what he thinks makes him so successful, and what are some ways of thinking that really bring him to the place of success that he has created for himself using the internet, because internet is the ultimate tool to create freedom, and in today's world, specifically social media. And that's what Woke and Wired is all about. And this conversation with Leon is just such an epitome of everything I've been wanting to express, because As an immigrant from Russia, my life completely changed by doing things online. I found my first internship in the US online on a website. I found my first boyfriend on Craigslist when I was 20. I started my first clothing business, shipping and bringing over things I would find in discount stores in San Francisco over to my friends in Russia. Then I had this whole commission business where I would send people from Victoria's Secret to my friends in Russia and get 15% commissions. And from there on, I just started one blog after the other. A lot of them failed until I started something that really got picked up by Wonderlust and Whole Foods and Lululemon and so many other global brands, and became the movement that it is today that landed me a cereal box cover. It's still crazy to think about, but I really see the internet and social media as a tool to manifest the life you want, to create freedom, to be the most fully expressed version of yourself, and maybe even find yourself and your true self piece by sharing yourself online. That's what happened to me, and I'm so stoked to share this interview with you. Listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, welcomewire.com. Anywhere you can find this conversation is definitely going to move you in profound ways and expand your consciousness and what you think is possible. I can't wait to hear your takeaways. Please comment below and definitely subscribe to the podcast. Leave a review on iTunes, that's super helpful. Text it to a friend who you think might be moved by it as well. Happy listening. I can't wait to hear your takeaways. DM me on Instagram at welcomewired. Thank you for tuning in.
My desire to start an internet company wasn't really a desire to start an internet company. It was a desire to be completely free. And I saw the internet as the ultimate tool for freedom. Find the things that you so passionately believe in, that spark that fire inside you when you speak about them, and it will make all the difference.